This video will discuss an experiment that explored the effects of temperature on cannibalism. Yes, you heard correctly, cannibalism. You may be thinking, how in the world does something as trivial as temperature affect something as extreme as cannibalism? Well, scientists hypothesized that while temperature in itself doesn't suddenly make organisms resort to cannibalism, it may affect two main biological factors that lead to it: increased activity rate and a large difference in body size along generations. They believe that the combination of these two factors would subsequently lead to an increase in cannibalism, and decided to test this theory on populations of a little insect called the damselfly, which are similar to dragonflies. To set up the experiment, the scientists gathered damselfly larvae and created a standard larva hatching procedure by controlling rising water levels, mimicking how the damselflies hatched in nature. The larvae were hatched in two tanks, both at temperatures able to be reached in natural ponds. One tank contained water at 18 degrees Celsius, and the other contained water at 24 degrees Celsius. To make sure the damselflies had a source of food and weren't forced to resort to cannibalism, the nymphs in each tank were provided approximately 25 brine shrimp 3 times a week to eat. To measure the activity of the damselflies, the scientists observed and quantified movement using various field tests. Activity rates were measured every 20 minutes over a 3-hour time period, and the experiment was observed bi-weekly for dead or cannibalized nymphs. Because damselflies don't feed on dead prey, any dead nymph with signs of chew marks was considered an act of cannibalism. After the experiment concluded, here's what the scientists found. Green points represent damselflies at the higher temperature of 24 degrees Celsius, and the pink points are the lower temperature of 18 degrees Celsius. It is evident that the damselflies in the 24 degrees Celsius environment experienced larger variations in head width and higher levels of activity per week, as the scientists predicted. Not surprisingly, the damselflies in the higher temperature environment also committed more acts of cannibalism per week than the damselflies in the lower temperature environment. While an experiment conducted with flies may not seem super intimidating, the information it provides has the potential to affect interspecies interactions as a whole when viewed on a larger scale. Global warming is a pressing issue that contributes to an increase in temperature worldwide, and a global temperature increase has the potential to change many interspecies interactions in a way that is similar to that of the study with the damselflies. An increase in temperature would create a tropic structure in a population, affecting predator-prey relations and causing resources to decrease. While future studies are needed to test exactly how this may affect other species, it's clear that an increase in temperature will have a significant impact and will likely change our ecosystem as a whole.